Hey guys, what's up? Just painting some minis and working on a secret strategy. You guys want to know what it is? I have a game coming up against Jason and I need to make sure that I beat him. Alright, I'll tell you, but you guys gotta keep it quiet. It has to do with hammers. Hammers! Hammers! Alright, in all seriousness, this video is going to be about me talking about my jump up and expansion from my original 30 Soulstone, 35 Soulstone game with Jason. We're going to jump it up a little bit more, 35 to 50 Soulstones, and because we've both added to our crews, and so we're going to discuss strategy, tactics, and my thoughts, and I'd love to hear your guys' feedback. So, check it out. Here they are in all their glory, my fully completed Arcanist crew. So obviously I'll be adding more in the future, but this is where it stands. We've got 2 battle boxes, the troubleshooters and the rail crew, all fully assembled and ready to do battle against Jason. So guys, I'm going to ask for your help for tactics. I need you to not tell him what we're planning. And so all my Arcanist buddies, let's team up together and come up with a cool strategy to take down those undead beasties. So this is the way I'm going to do this. I'm going to review my crew as it stood before. I'm going to propose some tweaks to bring me up to 35 Soulstones. And then I'm going to show you my bolstered crew to bring it up to about 50 Soulstones to actually do some tournament play. But then what I'd really love from you guys at the end is to really suggest to me what my next purchases should be to really optimize what I have at the moment. So let's get started. So this is my crew as it stands before. So I played the first game with these guys. We did about 35 Soulstones, and this is what I've noticed so far. So Ironsides is great. Her adrenaline features are awesome, but I really found that I did not make the most of them. Right? I just couldn't generate adrenaline as much as I would like to, because there's so much stuff that can use adrenaline, but I've just found that I wasn't actually generating it. So the idea now is to really be more aggressive with her. So we have the warding runes, so against Jason I don't have to worry about getting poisoned. And then with the 2 wards, the Doom Ward I can put on one of my mages. The Doom Ward lets me heal, which is great, and the Blood Ward gives me protection from conditions. So I'm super stoked about that, and definitely going to always take those as long as she has warding runes. And so against Jason, I will probably just always have warding runes, because those two effects are so good. Now I wasn't really being that aggressive with her. So in the first game, I was being really aggressive with the captain. And so this is the captain's amazing because his hammer, he gets the bonuses against constructs. So I just charged him right in against his construct, and the construct exploded, which was amazing. That's exactly what I wanted. He gets a double positive flips against constructs or tyrants. So amazing. But I really need to get more aggressive with Miss Ironsides. I just need to get her in the fray. I got some healing here with Mouse, and I got some pulling, because I just need to get guys in base to base. So one of my tweaks, if I was just to tweak this, would be to take frontline leadership. Okay, so this is cool for a couple reasons, and so let's just get right in here on it. Okay. So when another friendly model suffers damage, I can discard a card to get some adrenaline. So that all right there just helps me get more adrenaline, which I need. But then the 0 action is sick. Come get some. So until the end of the turn, enemy models within an aura of 6, when they declare a walker charge action, they must pass a willpower duel. If they fail, and the action was a charge, then they have to charge Ironsides. So this is giving me some huge crowd control. Huge crowd control. If it was a walk, they must end the walk as close to Ironsides as possible. So this is one way to really get more models in base with her. So super stoked about that. It just goes to show that knowing your crew, knowing what everything does is really going to help in Malifaux in general. So as Jason and I are just kind of learning, we just found that there's so much synergy and so many different abilities and triggers and all these things that it's really hard to know it all on your first game. So thank you guys for the help on that. And we just really appreciate you guys' willingness to help us learn this game and walk through kind of all the nitty-gritty of it. All right, so that's Ironside. So that's one change I'm going to make. I'm going to give her frontline leadership, and I'm just going to eat that cost of 2 soul stones. Another thing that I'm going to do, so I think if I was to, so that's my crew as a stance, and those are my thoughts. If I was to tweak this crew a little bit and play 35 soul stones again, what I'm going to do is take out an Oxfordian mage. I'm going to take out the captain because he has a cool hammer. Yes, he does. And I know we're all about hammers right now. But we're going to add another dude who also has a cool hammer. Mr. Kang. So this guy I'm really excited about because, for 2 reasons. One, he also has a cool hammer. He has an attack, it's called Whomping Shovel. And he hits just as good as the captain. So he's got melee 7, which the captain has melee 6, so he's just a little bit better there. But his hammer is 3, 4, 6 damage as well. But this is the difference, where the captain himself gets double positive against constructs. This guy, Kang, he gives everybody within an aura of 6 positives to attack and damage against constructs and undead. I mean, that is just so much better. Like, that is really boosting all of my crew as opposed to just one model. So I'm really excited about that. He also, if I would have had to do horror duels against Jason, which I'm not really sure if that would have come up or not, then I'm also immune to horror duels, friendly living models within an aura of 6 around him, which is amazing. So he's hard to wound and hard to kill, whereas the captain is just hard to kill. Actually, no, he's not hard to kill, but he is immune to disengaging strikes, so he's a little bit more mobile and stuff. But that's all right. I mean, we're just going to have to deal with that for the benefit of buffing the entire army, which is, yeah, that's the idea. So hopefully, because they all have a similar walk speed of 4, I'll be a little bit slow, but I'm just going to have to, like walk my first turn and use the Oxfordian mage. So this is cool. The Oxfordian mages are going to benefit from that. So when they do if they ever do get in position to use their big blast, their furious casting, where they get 3 casting attacks in one turn, it's just going to be so much better to have all 3 of those attacks boosted to hit and to damage. So really excited about Kang. He's going to make a big difference when it comes to fighting the undead. So now, this is what I'm going to give him to also help my crowd control issue. It's called the People's Challenge. So he gets Taunt. So he can now start pulling models in towards him, which is amazing. So you do it against a single model that becomes taunted, and then it has to pass a willpower duel, or else it has to, what does it have to do? Succeed, a willpower duel 13. When targeting any model that does not have taunts. Yeah, so they just always have to do stuff against him, which is kind of neat. So he's a beat stick. I wish I could give this to give him warding runes as well. But from what I understand so far is that warding runes, the restriction is Arcanist only, and Kang here is 10 Thunders only right here on his card. So you see that? He's only 10 Thunders. So I'm assuming that I can't give him warding runes because of that, even though it says henchman. So would like to make him immune to poison against Jason, but I just don't think that I'll be able to. So that's one extra reason why Ironsides just has to be even more aggressive, less so than my henchman. So there you go. Oh yeah. Plus, I really like this defense trigger. You can try. He basically hits you with his hammer if he triggers this with a ram. So really excited about that. Hammers. We're all about the hammers today. So here we go. So that brings us up to, he's 9. These two are 12 together. And I'm definitely just going to keep the regeneration ward on one of them and the Blood Ward on the other. Sorry, Doom Ward and Blood Ward. So those are the two that I'm keeping. Alright, so this puts me at 9, 12 is 21. Definitely going to keep Mouse for some extra healing and crowd control because he can pull people with his rope, which is really cool. So that puts me at 25 for those 4. So if I was doing a 35-point list, this is what I would do. I would just add another hammer. I would just add a rail worker. They're really tough. They their card here, they're 0 action, implacable assault, so they get boosted attack and damage flips on their melee just by doing that 0 action, which is really cool. So I can do that and then charge in, and then also still have the bonuses and buffs against undead from Kang. So hopefully that's really going to work for me. Now that's 35 because I have 5 soulstones of upgrades on my henchman and leader. This is 25, 5 for him, and then 5 soulstones for upgrades. So that's my 35. And if I had to push that a little bit further into 50 soulstones, so I'm at 35 right there, I would probably shove this guy in. So that's another 6, and then another rail worker for another, 5, and then I might have to just drop the People's Challenge on Kang, and then that's how it would be, and I might stack those 6 that extra soulstone, just keep 1 more soulstone to do prevent damages and stuff like that. So there you go. So that would be my 50 soulstone list with the models that I have currently. So with this crew, my Mei Fang crew, I do want your guys' tips and advice for how to generate scrap markers. Okay, so I do want to eventually use her as a master in my crews eventually, just because I think she's super cool with her ability to jump between scrap markers, but I want to know how I can really generate more of them. So far, this guy seems to be the only guy who can really generate scrap markers, the Emberling. What he does is he just walks up and does cooldown, so he takes the damage and places a scrap marker. Or if he, with his melee action, if he triggers with a tome, then after damaging a construct, place a scrap marker in base contact with the target. But I don't see that happening very often. 1, because I don't know how many constructs are out there, and 2, I have to trigger it. So the cooldown is good because I guaranteed get a scrap marker, but I want to be able to generate more of them. So how have you guys seen Mei Fang used? I'd love to know. I'd love to know how to get those scrap markers on the table, especially like further back, just so maybe I'm thinking like if there's models that die that turn into scrap markers that are really fast, I'd love to maybe have your suggestions on where I can get some of those, what they're called, and then also just which models like that work well with the synergy of this crew. So love to hear your advice on how to make a cool Mei Fang list at 35 soulstones and at 50 soulstones. So super open to that. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. We'll see you guys at the game with Jason, and I can't wait to show you how it goes. I think we're going to be playing it this weekend, so really excited. Yeah, guys, we'll see you at our next encounter.
Like a monkey in a rocket on his way back home. Okay. Scratching his head upon a milk crate throne.